beautiful bakery.
Welcome back. We're back.
We had a bit of time off because we both got married and we had like a little break. Literally, we haven't had a break in like
2 years.
2 years. So we both took a week off and it was fabulous. But we're back and we're making something bigger than ever.
And we thought, what better place to show you how to make something big and bad than in our bakery? So we're really going to show you something that we make in production all the time and we send to our flagship store in Selfridges, and it is our Red Velvet cookie slice with Lotus Biscoff all over the top.
It was a bit of a mistake making this. I was just making a bit of content on TikTok and I just like made it and it went viral on TikTok, and since then we've been selling thousands of these, and let me tell you, I understand why, because they're so good.
So good, and they have been exclusive in Selfridges only, so if you are in London, come and visit us there because they are amazing. And we thought, if you're not there and you can't make it down,
make it yourself.
Exactly, so we're making a massive version. The quantities that are listed below are not for this version, but we thought we'd give you a smaller batch that you can make in your own size tin, so make sure you follow the steps in the recipe below and you'll make a perfect mini version of this big, bad cookie pie slice thingy.
So I always wear gloves when I'm making anything red velvet because my hands otherwise literally look like I'm bleeding and it doesn't come off for days.
She looks like she's just murdered someone.
And I can't bear it, so I always put my gloves on before I start anything with red velvet. So if you have them, if you don't worry. So we're going to use our big, beautiful mixer.
This is our baby mixer actually compared to our big one. This one's called Rob. We actually named him after my husband because he used to work with us. And this one is Beyonce because she's bootylicious. They're both Hobarts and they are fantastic.
Oh my God, I thought you said something else.
Oh my God, what?
They're both O's. So we're going in.
Unsalted butter.
I'll unwrap it all.
Whack it in. You'll be making a smaller version of this, so you can do this in a freestanding mixer or using electric beaters, whatever you prefer.
Then we've got 2 types of sugar, light brown and golden caster sugar. So we're going to add that into the bowl.
Perfect, I'll tip this right in. Bam.
Can I have that bowl, please?
Of course you can.
Fabulous. So I'm going to crack 6 eggs, crack them into a bowl.
We always crack these into a bowl first before going straight into the mixer, just in case any shell gets in there.
Or you can have a dodgy egg.
Yeah.
And if you have a dodgy egg, you've just ruined all of your eggs.
And you've just ruined all your mix in the mixer, so this saves you doing that.
Ooh.
Ooh. We had a splasher.
So let's turn that on.
Oh yes, of course, let me turn this.
So with the mixer, with the ones we use, it has to have a safety
guard,
and it won't actually turn on unless everything is in place to make sure that it's safe for you to use. Now we're going to add in our eggs. Plop, 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 plop.
And once the butter and sugar is all creamed like that, that's when you go in with your eggs.
Now you can whack it up. So now I'm going to just scrape down the side of the bowl, just to make sure the egg is all combined with the butters and the sugars. There you go, now we can close that back up. So I'm going to show you a trick on how to not waste any of your food colouring. So food colouring is so expensive, and we use Sugar Flare Extra Red for our Red Velvet. So what you want to do is when you're weighing out your food colouring, you want to put the whole tub, turn your scales on, and you want to put it to whatever it is and turn it to 0. And then you want to take the amount out with your spoon, and it's going to be minus whatever you're taking out. So I'm taking out 45 grams, so I'm looking for it to be minus 45. So then I know I don't have to waste anything by putting it in a bowl and then having to scrape it. So So that is completely weighed out correctly.
Perfect. When you are using pastes, they are much stronger in colour than anything liquid. We do really recommend the Sugar Flare paste, they're amazing. But there are lots of other pastes online that you can purchase that are just as good. But Red Extra, great colour.
So I'm going to go in with this now.
And she's gloved up and ready.
Get every bit out.
And the reason we put our red food colouring in at this point is because it really evenly distributes around the whole mix, and then you don't end up with ripples of colour and non-colour. So quite a lot of people will put their food colouring in towards the end, but actually putting them in at the start, the colourings, really make sure that every ingredient gets coated in colour.
So now we're going to mix this up again.
So now we're going to go in with our dry ingredients. We've got our cocoa powder, which is what makes this a red velvet slice.
And then we've got plain flour and salt.
Again, we really always bang on about this, but adding salt to your sweet bakes is so important. It's just as important to season savoury food as it is sweet, just for balance. So we've just gone in with our dry ingredients, our flour, our salt and our cocoa powder. And finally, we're going in with our white chocolate chips.
So you can see the colour's going to start to get a little bit darker because we added the cocoa powder. It's now really going to start to look like a deep red instead of that bright red you saw before. So we're going to get this down, so you've got to roll it down.
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
It's too heavy to lift on your own, but Chelsea and I are going to teamwork, get it on the table. So first of all, I'm going to just scrape down the
paddle. Perfect.
This weighs a ton. Let's put that on there just for now.
I can actually go and put that in the sink quickly. And here we go.
And that is the mix.
Woohoo!
So all we do,
we've got our line tray.
Let's get this straight in, and you're going to pat this all the way down. Basically, got to get in the bowl.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So what you want to do is you want to make sure it's all even, because when we pour we're pouring Lotus on top. When you pour the Lotus on top, you want to make sure that when you cut it, everything's the same thickness.
Now you know why the gloves come in handy. Christelle's much stronger than me, as usual.
Right, and that
is ready to go in the oven. So this is going in an 175-degree oven, and ours is obviously going to take longer than yours. So pop it in a 175-degree oven on the middle shelf and bake it for as long as the instructions say in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share, and we'll see you when it's baked.
So it's out the oven.
And look at it. It looks incredible.
It's soft to touch, because with this it's like a part baked cookie slice. So you want it to be very doughy and soft and fudgy.
But you can see it's formed a crust around the edges like yours would, and that means it's done.
And now I've got melted Lotus Spread. So basically I'm going to pour all of this on top.
And all we did was melt this in the microwave.
Nothing, it wasn't rocket science, just bang it in.
And this is hot out the oven, and it's great because it's warm, it's hot, it's ready to go. Pour it,
we're ready to
make
pour.
it look luscious. Damn.
You know something looks good when we're both silent.
Yeah, you're so right.
Everyone else is like, oh my God, it's so gorgeous.
It really is. I was like in a zone of just watching.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do, this is a little bit hot so I need this. I'm going to
Do you need a hand?
just...
Oh, Wow.
So it goes on.
It's like you're playing one of those what is that game where like you flip it and tip it? And this is what you need to do with your tray, even though yours is on a smaller scale. Just shimmy, and as it's still warm, you can see how it's just flooding to the sides so easily.
And now,
oh, there's one bit there. It's just doing me right in. I'm so sorry.
oh no, what have I done?
Oh, lovely. Thanks.
Don't like any of the lines to be showing, so
No.
give it a shake. We need to chill this because we need to slice it into perfect squares. So we have a blast chiller, which basically chills things down in seconds or minutes. So we're going to bang ours in there. And if you don't have one, which
you definitely don't.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Unless you're another bakery that's watching this for inspo, in which case, credit us.
But put it in the fridge, make sure it's completely cold, and then we're going to show you how to slice it.
See you soon.
Once it's set,
and it's been in the fridge overnight.
Actually, it doesn't need to be overnight. It literally just needs to be a couple of hours until it's set. But I think I might need some help getting this out.
I definitely think you do.
So imagine we're like taking a body onto a stretcher.
3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3.
And wait. And we're going straight onto a board.
My board is a bit small, but we can work with it. So.
And you should be able to get 12 squares out of the recipe we've given you. But you might only get 8, you might only get 6, or you might get 15 or 14, depending on how big.
Get 32.
Bingo again.
Yeah.
Depending on how big you cut them. But you should get 12 nice squares.
Okay, so when we cut these, we always cut the edge off. So this is the chef's perks bit.
Because no one wants the edge, everyone wants a straight even cut, and then exactly the chef's perk. Look at those white chips through that. Now you can see why this has become so popular. What Christelle thought was a TikTok sensation is actually living up to be a reality dream. Wow.
I'm not going to cut them all because
we've got a whole tray here.
We've got a whole tray.
We don't need to cut them all because we're not actually using all of them. We wouldn't want to waste them, but
the easiest way for me to cut this properly without doing them all, let me slide this off and bring one over.
Wow.
So we take off the edges and that edge.
And
always
again,
want to make them square.
And they don't go to waste because we all eat them.
They're all our little treats.
In fact,
you gonna have one now? Delicious, no?
Divine.
It's so moreish. Like,
it really
is. Look at that. Like, I can't even.
Nor can I.
I'm a genius.
If she does say so herself.
Sorry, I am. That's so good. Right, let me cut some more. If it's warm in your kitchen, pop them back in the fridge because it's a lot easier to cut things when they're cold than warm. Cut this one off.
This is why this has to be the first one. You just cut everything so well in a straight line and I just don't.
What do you mean?
You're just so good.
There you go, one for you.
Thank you.
One for me.
Cheers.
And that
is our red velvet cookie slice with Lotus Biscoff on top. And if you want to make it, we really recommend you do.
The
Cheers.
recipe is below.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Damn.